Ben 22 for you tonight. That's a season high. What were you seeing that was kind of letting you get to your spots and get the shots you wanted in this one?
Um, Pretty much just trying to keep the game simple. Um, had a rough start of the season, but just trying to find my groove back.
Talked a lot about helping you get the ball in your spots within the offense, and now that you're in the starting lineup and things like that. How have you felt, your shot diet kind of grow as the season has? Do you feel like you figured out and the team's figured out where your best spots are with that group?
For sure. Last year coming off the bench, this year starting. I got a whole different role. I won't get as easy shots as I used to get last year. I'm playing against better players, but pretty much just trying to find the right way to play and trying to help my team win.
Rick's talked a lot about that with you this week. The right way to play, playing within the team style while still being you. How do you feel like you've done balancing that, and what kind of change has that required from you in these last couple games?
Playing a year in the NBA, last year, the guys know I'm gonna score first. Take the ball, score, and so I just gotta create, open reads for my teammates, and just like I said, make the simple play.
4 assists tonight. You've had a couple 4 or 5 assist games this season. Are you looking to pass more? Is it just when the rotator comes, you throw it instinctively? What's kind of led to that growth for you?
For sure, like I said, defenders are expecting me to go all the way to the rim, so that creates a lot of open shots for my teammates, and I'm trying to, pass it.
Rick said he had a conversation with you, this week about just learning how to affect the game more when the ball isn't in your hand. I guess what were some of the things you took from that conversation, and how have you maybe tried to change the game a little bit in terms of what you're doing when you don't have the ball, and just how important is it to get a couple steals tonight and 9 rebounds as well? How much does that kind of show how you're working on your game beyond your offense?
He told me pretty much just to be myself. Obviously it's not going to be easy, but I got to fight through it. They got to keep playing hard, and the main thing for me is defense. I'm trying to get my defenses on the same level as my offense, and I feel like, that's going to come as, the season goes on, and that's the main goal for us. It's the main thing for me as a player, and I feel like that's the best way possible to help my team win.
What has been the adjustment on offense or defensively when you move into the starting role and you're playing, again, better players, getting some tough assignments? What's that adjustment been like? Where do you think you struggled, and what do you think you've done well?
Just knowing who I guard. I'm trying to guard the best player on the other team. I gotta have extra personal. I gotta have extra film on who I'm guarding. Since I'm starting now, when I'm starting the game, I gotta be aware of what's coming my way. So the main thing is just taking every matchup personal.
How important is the rebounding part of it as well? 5 offensive rebounds tonight. How much have you tried to make that an emphasis as well?
Just trying to get open shots for my teammates.
You were both in during the stretch, so for either of you, the fourth quarter, you guys really got your defense going finally after kind of going back and forth all game. What did you see was the difference that finally got you guys over the hump on that end?
I pretty much just feel as though everybody just locked in to another level. We took our intensity up to another level. We took pride in guarding our matchups one-on-one, and I feel as though that led to our offense exploding like how it did.
You had 3 guys over 20, and none of them were Tyrese tonight. What did you guys think of the way the ball was moving and finding the open man all night?
I think that just speaks to our team and who we are. The offense that we play, how fast we play, it could be anybody's night on any given night, and we've seen that throughout the year. So it was just one of those nights.
This was Ben's high-scoring game of the season, Mathurin, and he's had a lot more assists in recent games than he did last year. Where have you seen him grow in the offensive end in terms of fitting into what the team is trying to do, since Rick's talked a lot about with us recently?
There's reads of the game, like coming off pick and rolls, coming off handoffs, making the right passes, right plays. That's been a phenomenal improvement for him, and it's been great for our team.
Jalen, what's your confidence level at right now with the start of the season you've had?
My confidence level obviously last year didn't go the way I wanted. So, I just dug in this offseason and just kept working. Right now I'm just playing my game and just doing my job at that point.
Aaron, 24, 9 of 13, 4 of 6. Just what clicked for you, especially in the second half when you got a lot of three-point looks, just kind of what opened up for you there?
Like I just said, pretty much like teammates find me in the right spot, the offense that we play. It was my night. The ball was finding me, and, I just took advantage of what the defensive gave me.
For both of you guys, it seemed like TJ gathered everybody together right before the fourth started. Can you guys share anything about that, what he told you guys, if there was anything that you took from that discussion that helped and made a difference in the fourth?
I actually wasn't in that huddle, so I don't know. What
Yeah, I wasn't in that huddle either. But if it was TJ, I can already imagine what he was saying. I think TJ doesn't get enough credit for being, like the heart and soul of this team. Even if he's, in a tough situation right now, he's always positive. He's in everybody's ears. And I know everybody appreciates, what TJ does for all of us.
Second unit as a whole, I think you guys were all double-digit plus-minus, double-digit scoring. Just how well did this unit click today? And just what all came together work for you guys?
I feel as though we did a lot of good together. Obviously during training camp, we didn't really get many reps together because we was switching up the teams a lot. But obviously as a second unit, you kind of got an advantage coming into the game because you get to see the speed and see how the defense is playing and just see that tempo of the game. And then obviously you get to make reads off of that. But like I said, I feel as though that a second unit, we just brought energy and we just locked in from the get-go.
I want to go back and ask you about Ben again. Aaron, in particular, how have you seen him grow in the parts of his game that aren't scoring? The defensive end, the rebounding at 9 tonight, the creating. Just how have you seen his game evolve and become a little more well-rounded?
With the starting lineup we have now this year opposed to last year, we got him and Bruce typically starting on the other team's best players. So he's taking a big jump on that side of the ball that you can obviously see. And, he cares and he wants to get stops. And then offensively, like I said earlier, he's making the right play pretty much the majority of the time, coming off pick and rolls. And that doesn't mean always getting to the basket. It means sometimes spraying out for open threes or hitting the roller, and he's doing that at a high level. So
74 points in the paint tonight. Did you did you notice that their defense was starting to creep out and play the three-point line a little bit more as the game wore on? And, what kind of a threat does that give you guys when you do have teams doing that?
I would say it's a credit to guys like Sticks, Myles, Obi. When they start the game off, diving to the rim, sealing their mans, and we get easy layups. They start to pack the paint more, and then it allows for, guys like me, Buddy, Tyrese to get open threes. And,
What did you see change or spark in your team in the fourth quarter on defense that allowed you guys to really get ahead and put this game away?
Well, I thought our second unit tonight really gave us a lot. They gave us physical play defensively, and they were doing good things offensively. And they were in there during some of those stretches in the fourth. And, our starters came back in and finished the game in a big way. And so it was great to see. It's great to see. Like a night like tonight, you don't want to, play anybody ridiculous minutes because, you got to play tomorrow, but you got to try to win the game, So I was very happy for our guys. It was, we got up 7-0 to start the game. They call timeout, come out and go 12-0 run. It's just, and when you're a young team, you go through some of this stuff, and so we're learning. We're learning, and we're being put in situations that are great growth situations.
You talked a lot this week about Benedict fitting in the team concept and doing winning plays tonight. His best scoring night, his best rebounding night, 4 assists again, defended pretty well. What did you think of how he responded to the message you've been talking to him about this week?
Yeah, I thought this was probably Ben's best game in 2 years. People want to see him shoot a bunch of shots and score a bunch of points, but that isn't necessarily what wins. What wins is being a part of a system, doing your job within a system, taking the right shots within a system, running to the corner when your job is to run to the corner and making simple plays. And I thought tonight he just took some major steps, and he was the highest plus minus guy, I believe, and he earned the 38 minutes. He earned it, and so that's how it's got to be. That's how it's got to be, and we have to have all the guys in our rotation, all the guys that are our depth players, just thinking the same way.
You mentioned the back-to-back could be a little factor here, but you played Jalen a lot in this game, and he played very well in those minutes. What have you seen from him just from a skill? It feels like every single one of his skills is a little better than last year. Where have you seen him take that step forward this year in terms of confidence?
I just, I chalk it up to the type of character that he has. He went through some things last year where there were some real ups and downs, mentally, emotionally. Starts 27 games, gets benched, goes through some of the mental gyrations with that, and then he just decided that, I got to pick it up. I got to work harder when I get my opportunities. I got to raise my level. He did that. And so, this year we're seeing it with Isaiah. So Isaiah has gone through a situation where he hasn't played much, but he's learned from what Jalen went through, and he's kept himself ready. And when he came in the San Antonio game the other night, he was spectacular. He was spectacular with that block that he had on Victor, but then he was just super solid doing his job within the system. So, Sticks, this is hard work that's paying off. That's what this is.
Just wanted to go back to Ben, 9 rebounds. How important is that piece in particular? How helpful do you think he can be just on the glass, especially crashing?
Yeah, I mean, these are the kinds of things that earn you minutes. I'm tired of answering questions about, how can this player or that player get more minutes? No, go earn the minutes. Go earn the minutes. Tonight he earned the minutes. We needed him out there, and look, we got a lot of options at wings, at our wing positions. I mean, Jordan Warwick can't even get in the game. Ben Shepherd's a rookie who played really well in preseason. He it's hard for him to get in the game. You got to do your job to a level where where you earn those minutes, and we want everybody having that approach to it. I mean, if we're going to have a chance to be a postseason team, this is going to have to be the mindset. We're going to have to really have the team mindset. There's just no other way.
You expect nights like this from Aaron, but 9 of 13, 4 of 6. What did you like about what he was doing on offense and really what he's giving you on both ends?
He's given us, intensity. He's given us rebounding. His crashing of the offensive boards has gone to elite levels in the last 2 or 3 games. We saw Mathurin crashing well tonight too. I mean, these are winning things, and Aaron's is a winning kid. I know his family. I know I spent time with him in the summer. I know what he's about. And he just plays hard and loves being part of the team. And so, he's doing some special things for us.
Ty's Ty, and you get used to this as well. But he goes first half, only takes 2 shots, but dishes out 8 assists, and then finds his opportunity in the third. What did you think he did well as far as just the patience to know when it was his time to score, and setting everybody up as he tends to do?
Well, great players recognize what is needed. In the first half, they were trapping him, they were hitting him, they were, working to get the ball out of his hands. All he did was keep moving it to the right people. And, we had a 7-point lead at halftime, which was great because we went through some tough stretches in the first quarter, a little bit in the second quarter as well. But in the third quarter, he found the openings. Lloyd had a couple of good suggestions of ways to get him loose, and he started attacking downhill, and the scoring aspect of his game changed. But great players on nights where shots aren't there find other ways to beat you, and that's exactly what he did.
All right, Jeremiah, thank you. Tyrese said last game he felt like the next step of maturation for this group was to close teams out when you had the opportunity. A couple of missed opportunities earlier in the year. You certainly did so tonight. What was the difference?
Yeah, I think this was a tough team. They had a couple guys out, so whenever that happens, usually other guys step up and get more aggressive. So it's kind of hard to game plan a little bit, not knowing what was going to happen. So they're going to come up, play hard. And we fought back well in the second half to kind of open that lead up a little bit more.
Yeah, it seemed like you weren't maybe playing up to your standard defensively through the 3 quarters. The fourth quarter, though, you hold them to 20. What changed?
I think just coming together a little bit more, and they were really not really running many on-ball screens. They're just driving us kind of, so it was a little bit different for us. We just had to sit down and kind of lock in that fourth quarter.
A really efficient night for you, 4-4 from the floor, the 7 assists. Can you kind of take us through your night and what was working?
Yeah, I think I was just letting it come to me and trying to find guys and just kind of organize my unit when I was in the game.
You've got Milwaukee coming up tomorrow, and it's on a back-to-back. Will certainly be a tough one. What's it going to take to close the homestand on a win?
Team effort, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and then just to play fast, super fast. I think that's when we're at our best.
Jeremiah, thank you. On Monday, you said you felt like the next step of maturation for this group was to close teams out. You do that perfectly tonight. How proud of you were you of that?
It's a good team win overall. Just find a way to win. I thought the guys who started the fourth had a really good push for us, got enough stops to allow us to win the game, and we got a deep team and everybody's contributing, so it was a good win.
Was this the kind of game where you filled out the first half, kind of got everybody else going, and then saw an opportunity in the third?
I was just playing basketball, trying to play the right way and win, whatever it takes. So, what was needed for me in the third to get going a little bit, to make some shots, but I thought mainly just getting guys involved helped us win.
You hold them to 20 in the fourth. What changed defensively in the final quarter?
I thought we did a good job not fouling, staying in front of guys, making them shoot over us over the course of 4 quarters. They were making some tough shots in the first 3, and I think their legs wear them a little bit. We won a lot offensively, so I think that helped.
Milwaukee, obviously a tough opponent, even tougher when it's on a back-to-back. What do you see as the key when you look in tomorrow's direction?
Yeah, they're on a back-to-back too. They're playing right now, so we got to be ready to go, be ready to run, just play pacer basketball. It'll be fine.
Miles, from the beginning, it seemed like you guys made a point of attacking. They obviously seemed like they switched a lot of guards on you. It seemed like you took advantage of that as you could. I mean, just what opened up for you early? What opportunities did you see to score?
I think we had like 74, 75 points in the paint tonight, and that was huge. Just kind of without them having a big fella, we just kind of exploited them in the paint, whatnot. Got going early, and as the game opened up, things just started to present themselves.
Were you expecting that level of switching, or did you have to call for it early or anything?
Yeah, no, I watched some film on them, and all the film I watched, obviously they had Kessler in there, but me knowing that they have a big lineup and him being out tonight, I figured they were switch as much as they did, and it's hard to switch against us when you have a point guard like Ty who can read the floor so well.
Speaking of Ty, part of the reason I felt like they were switching is so they could keep guys on him and keep him occupied in the first half. He barely shot. And keep him alive in the third quarter. What did you think of your team's way of adapting to what they were throwing at you throughout the game on offense?
I think that's the great thing about Ty is he doesn't have to score the ball to be effective and whatnot, and he got himself going early tonight. He got us going early tonight. Was able to get his in the second half, and that's kind of what it's about. I think as a team we played well. I think Sticks came in and really changed the face of the game. Defensively, got boards. Aaron Nesmith came in, obviously had a great game. And Andrew Nembhard got stuff going as well in the second unit. So they were able to kind of pick up our slack during that first half.
I was going to say about the second unit, obviously in the fourth in particular, they really shut them down defensively. Just what impressed you about what those guys did and what you all did defensively, holding them to 20 in the fourth?
I think at the end of the day it was just about bunkering down and just getting a stop. A lot of their offense tonight was predicated on just one-on-one, a lot of slot drives, and I think once we found our way with that, we were able to turn them over quite a bit, play our game well and run in transition.
Rick's talked a lot last week about Ben and basically how trying to make it so he understands how many different ways he can affect the game without just scoring. What impressed you about what he did across the board tonight, 22 and 9, affecting the game on both?
Ben is finding his way. I think that he's such an aggressive scorer that at times we try to tell him to be unselfish, and then when he's unselfish, it's like we need him to score. So I think it's like he's kind of trying to find that line, and I think he did a great job tonight. I think he got going from outside, put his head down, got to the basket, and we just need him to be, have that aggressive mindset that he has, and bring that attitude and swagger to this team.
How are you seeing him come along on the defensive end in particular? What's and on the glass? When it comes to both of those areas.
Yeah. The glass. I think he's an aggressive rebounder. He'll fly in and steal some of mine every now and then. I got to get his ass every now and then about that. But I think that on the defensive side of things, he's competing. I think that's the most you can ask for him. I think he'll go out there, mix it up. There's times where teams try to go at him, but he tries to get in there and mix it up, and that's what it's about. Just want to see that level of competition.
How can you help him with what you just talked about, that scoring versus distributing? As a teammate, like you space too, how do you help them with that when they're making the right decisions or wrong decisions in the moment?
I think encouragement is everything. When he gets going, just stay in his ear, like, yo, be yourself, keep going, get to the free throw line. And then even when he's not going, just staying there with him, just trying to, tell him that, teams are keying in on you now. It's not last year where you were able to come in and just, average 16 points a game and just go out there and just be, a different rookie. Like you're an established guy in this league now, so you're in the scout report. And that's tough on second-year guys. And I think that he's, a night like tonight is good for his confidence.